Lesson 91. Tell. Say. What's the most important difference between tell and say?
The most important difference between tell and say is that after tell, we indicate the person we are speaking to, but after say, we usually do not.
Give me an example, please.
She told him that it was important. She said it was important.
After the verb say, how is it possible to indicate the person we are speaking to?
After the verb say, it's possible to indicate the person we are speaking to by using the word to.
For direct speech, which verb do we normally use, say or tell?
For direct speech, we normally use the verb say.
Give me an example, please.
She said, "I'm hungry."
Which of these sentences is correct? He told me to go away, or he said me to go away.
The first sentence, he told me to go away, is correct.
Risen. What are the three forms of rise?
The three forms of rise are rise, rose, risen.
Have you ever risen before the sun has risen?
Yes, I've sometimes risen before the sun has risen.
Gain. Transaction. Degree. What's the difference between to earn and to gain?
The difference between to earn and to gain is that the verb to earn generally means to receive money for work done, whereas the verb to gain means to get more of something.
If you bought a business for £4 million and sold it later for half that amount, would you be gaining by doing so?
No. If I bought a business for £4 million and sold it later for half that amount, I wouldn't be gaining by doing so. I'd be losing.
How much would your loss be?
My loss would be £2 million.
Does your watch generally gain or lose time, or does it keep perfect time?
My watch generally loses time.
What's the best way to gain friends?
The best way to gain friends is to be nice to people.
How long does it take the average student to gain a degree at university in your country?
It takes the average student about 3 years to gain a degree at university in my country.
As regards learning a language, would you gain anything by going to the country where it was spoken?
Yes, as regards learning a language, I'd gain something by going to the country where it was spoken.
Why?
Because I'd be able to speak the language every day.
Mark. Out of. Petrol. Well known. Trademark. Are there any marks on these walls?
Yes, there are some marks on these walls.
What kind of marks are they?
They're all kinds of marks.
Who marks your dictations?
I mark my dictations myself.
How many marks did you get in your last English exam?
I got 80 marks out of 100 in my last English exam.
Which petrol company do you think has the most well-known trademark?
I think Shell has the most well-known trademark.
Base. Basis. Basic. What part of the book is this?
It's the bottom or the base of the book.
What do you consider to be the basis of a good life?
I consider good health to be the basis of a good life.
Is it normal for language learners to continue making basic grammatical mistakes even though they know the rules?
Yes, it's normal for language learners to continue making basic grammatical mistakes even though they know the rules.
What do you think is basically the difference between your own language and English?
I think that, basically, the difference between my own language and English is the pronunciation and the grammar.
Include. When you stay at a hotel for one night, does the price you pay usually include breakfast?
Yes, when you stay at a hotel for one night, the price you pay usually includes breakfast.
Brush. What do we use to clean our shoes with?
We use a shoe brush to clean our shoes with.
What other kinds of brushes are there?
There are hairbrushes, toothbrushes, paintbrushes, etc.
Box. Do you like to watch boxing?
No, I don't like to watch boxing.
Why not?
Because it's very unpleasant.
Type. What type of film do you watch most?
I watch comedies the most.
Can you type?
Yes, I can type.
How many words a minute?
About 30 words a minute.
Previous. Occasion. Wedding. Video. Have you met me on many previous occasions?
Yes, I've met you on many previous occasions.
Did you have any previous experience of the Callan method before you came here?
No, I didn't have any previous experience of the Callan method before I came here.
Why do people often make videos of special occasions like weddings?
People often make videos of special occasions like weddings so that they can remember them better.
Plan. Interfere. Interference. What do we mean by a street plan of a town?
By a street plan of a town, we mean a map showing the streets of the town and their names.
Do you usually write your plans in a diary?
No, I don't usually write my plans in a diary.
Do you think it's a good idea for teenagers to plan their futures while still at school?
Yes, I think it's a good idea for teenagers to plan their futures while still at school.
Why?
Because they can consider their choices for longer.
Do you think a young person should be allowed to plan their own future without the interference of their parents?
No, I don't think a young person should be allowed to plan their own future without the interference of their parents.
Why not?
Because young people don't always know what's best.
Strange looking.